Hello, administrative law judges and state hearings. This is Ashley, and this tutorial will tell you how to set up your Webex preferences to optimize your hearings for video hearings. First thing you're going to need to do is you're going to need to find your Webex. One way to do that is just to go right to the website, and that website is cdss-shd.webex.com/. And that's going to take you right to your main dashboard where you'll need to sign in. So up in the upper right hand corner you're going to see that it's the CDSS Webex account, and up in the upper right hand corner you're going to see that sign in, so click on that. It's going to ask you for your email address. Go ahead and type that in. And that is a valid email address. I'm not quite sure why it's giving me that error. It may make you sign in to your account here at CDSS, but as long as you're logged into your computer, I think you should be okay. Now it's checking my credentials to make sure that everything is all valid. And we are finally here at the Webex landing page. So right now we are looking at the main page. You can start a meeting from here, you can schedule meetings, anything like that. But right now we're going to focus on looking at some of these menus over on the left-hand side. Some of the nice things you might want to know is the meetings. Anything that you have scheduled already will show up under meetings. So, for example, you can see any of your upcoming meetings or meetings in the past by clicking on these different things. You can set up your calendar to show 1 or 2 weeks at a time. You can click this to show earlier meetings. It's pretty self-explanatory. And you can also schedule meetings from here by clicking the schedule button. Recordings. Now, any recordings that happen are usually lodged here under recordings. I probably don't have any because I don't usually record my Webex meeting, but they'll be listed here, and they'll have whether it's secured, what date it was done, how long the video is, the size of the file, and what format. It'll also give you some options on sharing it, downloading it, and other things like that. These last 4 different menu options are not really used a lot, but today we're going to focus on these preferences. So we want to optimize these preferences so that when you conduct hearings, you'll have everything that you need and you'll be able to control the video hearing. So the first thing that we're looking at under preferences is these menus. So you've got 5 different menus that are sitting in here. Here's the general menu. Right now that's blank. Okay, here we go. Finally loaded. Make sure your time zone is in Pacific. Language is English. Region is the United States, so that's super easy. If you needed to change any of that, make sure you hit the Save button down here at the bottom. Then you're going to go into your personal room. So this is basically your courtroom. And the first thing you might want to do is to change your personal room name to something like Judge Lucas's room. And that way it's just a little more I don't know, business-like to have that named after you, the judge. And then there is a link to this room right here. And then you can set up a host pin. So what's a host pin? If you just hover over that eye, it kind of tells you. It's if you are entering your courtroom, this is your, I guess you can even call it that, courtroom. Although I guess our hearings aren't really court, but there you go. You can make a 4-digit pin. And if you're accessing this anywhere but on your computer, you can put in that pin and it'll know that you are that person. The next thing you want to look at is this automatic lock. One of the things you're going to want to do is you can have this checked and put 0 as your lock time. So what this is going to do is it's going to make everybody wait to go into your quote-unquote courtroom. So you can admit people one by one. If there's somebody that you don't recognize, you don't think should be there, you don't have to admit them. So that's one way. Uh, Another way is if you leave it unchecked, based on our site settings here for CDSS, people who haven't signed in, an external guest will automatically be put in that waiting room, and then you'll have to let them in. I don't know, I kind of like this one myself. The next one is notification. Oh, and you can see more information about this by like hovering over that information circle, and it kind of tells you a little bit more about that. So really, you can tailor this a little bit more to your preferences, but there are some things that you're going to want to make sure that you absolutely do. And one of those things is maybe changing the name of the room. And then under recordings and audio and video, there are some things that you definitely want to do. Notify me by email when somebody enters my personal room lobby while you're away. So let's just say you have a hearing. You're not able to open your Webex yet. Then it'll tell you by email if there's somebody waiting for this hearing to start. So that's nice to have. I would leave that checked. Alternate host. There's two different versions here if you allow alternate host. The nice thing about allowing an alternate host, if for some reason you can't start your hearing right away, maybe you're having maybe computer troubles, then you can have somebody else start the meeting, get the people all checked in, and get them situated in the virtual courtroom so until you can get in there and conduct the hearing. There's two different things you can have here. You can allow anybody with a host account in CDSS. So anyone at state hearings could help you. They can pop in and they can let people in the room that need to be in the room, and then let them know, hey, the judge is having a little trouble with their computer. Please hang out for a little bit and the judge will be right with you. And that person can pop in and keep the participants updated on what's going on. Or you can have certain people be hosts for your courtroom. So in that case, you're going to have to put that person's email addresses down here, and you can have several. So just separate those email addresses with a comma. So if you do have like an assistant that helps you a lot, and you would trust that person with doing that alternate host feature, then you can put their names in here. But that's really up to you. I'd probably just let anybody in state hearings do that for you. And once you've gotten that all picked out, make sure you go down to the bottom and hit save. So now you're going to get this little pop-up that says your changes have been saved. Let's go to the next thing on the list, which is audio and video. Takes a second to load. All right. So this first one, audio connection type, will always be WebEx audio. And you can always display the global call-in numbers to the attendees. So what that does is it provides those global call-in numbers when the invitations are sent out. Let me see if I can find an example for you. So let's see. Okay, so here is an invitation that I got. And you can see these global call-in numbers that are available right here. It's a link so that if there is somebody who is not in the United States and needs to call in, and then there's other toll-free numbers. All of these numbers are going to be toll-free and an access code. Entry and exit tone. This lets you know when people are entering your room. I'm sure some of you have seen these conference lines that you state your name and then it's announced to everybody that's in the conference. That's the announced name. Or sometimes there's just a beep and you know that somebody's entered, but you don't know who because there's not really a name. I like the announced name. The default call-in numbers, you can use the first one as the United States one. That's fine. And then the call me numbers. Use your work issued cell phone number, and you can put that in for the mobile number. And display mobile number, mobile phone number. Don't click that unless you want that phone number to be displayed on the invitation. So leave that alone. Do not click that. Audio pin, again, set your 4-digit pin that you would like. It doesn't like sequential numbers, so let me pick something different. And video systems, you can leave that completely blank. We currently do not have any video systems set up. These are those Webex rooms that have the video and audio automatically set up in a specific room. So now that we've changed some of these different features, I need to make sure and hit the save button down here and save these changes. And the next thing you want to look at is scheduling. Under scheduling, you probably don't have any templates. You don't need any templates. Email invitation, I always like to get a copy of what my participants are getting, so I always have that checked. Share meeting contact, I would not check this box. So this will automatically share recordings with all the participants, and you probably don't want your hearing recording audio to be shared with anybody. You probably want a little more control, so do not check that box. And then scheduling permissions, I would leave that blank. And hit save here since we've changed some things. So our changes have been saved. Now we're going to move on to recording. Now the recording view, ideally we only want the audio for the hearing. We don't want to get the video of you or any of the participants. We only want the audio. So to get only the audio, you're going to click this content only view. See, it says no participant video is recorded. All right, so hit save. And what that's going to do is once you start recording your hearing, once you conclude your hearing, that that audio portion is going to take a minute or two to process, and then Webex is going to send you an email saying, hey, your recording is done. You can go and take a look at it, and you're going to find that recording under the recordings menu right here. All right, since we've changed something here, we'll have to hit save to make sure it stays. And you are done. That is it. All of your preferences are now optimized for conducting a hearing. Please stay tuned and look for a video tutorial on how to conduct a WebEx hearing. Thank you for viewing this. This is Ashley from the ACMS team. Bye.